Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry I've been away for a week. Enjoyed the holidays, some time off, some good eating, good family, and good times, man. Hope y'all had a good holiday. But I'm back tonight, of course, because we have great night of fights, man. Um, we have Miguel Cotto in his retirement fight, supposedly, going against Saddam Ali, of all people. I was not high on this fight. I said I would not watch this fight. Uh, I really don't care about this fight much. But we did me and Cotto's last fight. I guess it has some significance. And of course, we have UFC 218, headlined by Holloway and Aldo once again. So let's talk about it and the plays that I made for tonight. All right. Uh, Miguel Cotto and Saddam Ali. Miguel Cotto is a huge favorite for good reason. He is a legend, a Hall of Famer. He is an all-time great. He is going up against what I consider a young pup, a guy who has not been a pro for 10 years, a guy who has not even gone a full 12 rounds in his career, in Saddam Ali. Saddam Ali, the way I view this fight, Saddam Ali is 25-1. He has 14 KOs, and he was knocked out in his only loss, which was against Jesse Vargas. When he fought Jesse Vargas, I believe he was 26-1 at that point when they went to that fight, and Jesse Vargas only had 9 KOs to his name. Jesse Vargas currently has a 34% KO percentage. Miguel Cotto, who has been fighting at 154 for years, he is accustomed to that weight. He has a 72% KO percentage. He has 33 stoppages and 41 wins. So Miguel Cotto, more experienced guy, a legend, a guy who has power, a guy who is accustomed to fighting at 154, going against a Saddam Ali, who I believe has never fought at 154 in his career. Yes, this would be his first fight at super welterweight. So, he's got experience going against him, power going against him. The guy's never been a full 12 rounds. He's gone 10 rounds a couple times. He got knocked out in a 12 round fight with Jesse Vargas. And he got a knockout in a 12 round fight against some dude named Ronnie Warrior Jr., who was 13-7. So this guy has no experience. This is going to be the best guy he ever fought, the hardest hitting guy he ever fought. And if he got stopped by a noodle arm Jesse Vargas, what's going to happen when Miguel Cotto hits him with a left hook? So I have played this fight. I was going to play it with Cotto to win inside the distance. But when I played it, for the fight to not go the distance I think it was at a minus 150 when I got in on it. And Cotto to win inside this was at like a minus 135. So it was not a big difference. So I said, hey, just in case, something was to happen with Ali, Saddam, don't confuse me with Muhammad Ali. If he wanted to fight some kind of way, whether Cotto got disqualified or some shit, at least I'd be covered. But I'm fully expecting Miguel Cotto to get a knockout stoppage in his last fight. Some of them shots I saw him landing on Kama guy, if he's landing them shots on Saddam Ali, man, I don't see this guy surviving the full 12 with a legend in Miguel Cotto. Even though Saddam Ali is 2 inches taller, and I think he has, he has a 73-inch reach, and Cotto has 67. So Ali is, he's the bigger guy, but it's not gonna matter, man. Hell, Daniel Gill was the big guy, and his ass got knocked out by Miguel Cotto. He did not want anymore when he tasted the power. All right. So I'm going with Miguel Cotto to win inside the distance at MSG. And the odds makers foolishly thought that this fight, they favored this fight to go past the halfway point of the 11th round. It was when they first released odds, it was at a minus 130 as opposed to it being under halfway through 11 at a minus 110. And the bettors jumped on this, which they shouldn't have. They should have waited until the Miguel Cotto props came out, and they could have got better odds, man. But yeah, I'm fully expecting Cotto to win this fight inside the distance. Hell, if he wanted to treat this guy like he treated Delvin Rodriguez, I think he could, and he'd get the guy out of there. All right, now let's talk about UFC 218. All right, let's see. The undercard really don't have a whole lot to say about the prelims, the preliminary fights on this card. Let's see. So I'm going to start with the pay-per-view, the first fight on the pay-per-view, if I can get those fights pulled up here. All right. Let's see. I think it's gonna start off with Michelle Waterson and Tisha Torres. Not really making a pick in that fight. Tisha Torres is the favorite. I can understand why, but Michelle Waterson is no joke. She was a former champion and Invicta, and she can strike. So, I was gonna say I assume she's taller and bigger, but I could be wrong about that. But I would definitely think that Michelle Waterson has the striking advantage in that fight. But I'm staying away from that fight. I'm just going to watch it. May the best woman win. All right. Now, on to Henry Cejudo and Sergio Pettis. I fully expect Henry Cejudo to win this fight. And I plan this fight. Henry Cejudo, he is an Olympic medalist in wrestling, gold medalist. This guy is one of the best in the sport in his division. I'm very high on Henry Cejudo. Very high on this guy. My only concern about Henry Cejudo is he was escaping fires out in California, and he suffered some kind of burn, some hair burned off of him or something. Other than that, and jumping out of buildings and all that stuff he was doing. If that did not affect him too much, physically or emotionally, he should win this fight. He should win this fight. Respect to Sergio Pettis, who I'm pretty sure at this point he is the best fighting Pettis in the family. But I fully expect Henry Cejudo to win that fight, even though I'm not playing it. And I probably would have played it if it wasn't for him jumping out of buildings and escaping fires. All right, now on to a fight that I am very interested and intrigued in, that I have placed a wager on. A fight that, hell, it could be an all-time great fight. And that is Eddie Alvarez versus Justin Gaethje. All right. I'm not really picking a winner in this fight. That's not my thing when it comes to this fight. I'm kind of surprised that Eddie Alvarez is kind of I want to say a sizable underdog. The odds are a bit not as close as they should be. But I think I know Eddie Alvarez, I'm sure, is the more experienced guy. He still has something left in the tank. He is a tough guy to put away, as we all know. Ask Dustin Poirier, who tried to win by DQ. All right. Eddie Alvarez, because of the experience factor, I would think, and because he's been a champion everywhere he's been, a high-level guy, I would think that he would be the favorite. But Justin Gaethje is almost a 2-1 favorite. Hell, at one book I see he is a 2-1 favorite. But because he's the younger, fresher guy, because he's undefeated, the experience in Alvarez, I think that is key, man. That should not be ignored. But like I said, this fight is close. I'm expecting this fight to go a full 3 rounds, and I hope it does. Uh, let's see. Wow. Fight doesn't go to a decision is favored at a minus 265. Fight goes to decision is at a plus 205. Hell, I think that's a damn good deal, man. That's my first time really even noticing or thinking about looking at that prop. I'm not expecting anybody to get finished in this fight. Hell, these guys are tough, man. These guys are hard to put away. You know, Gaethje has not lost. He has not been finished. He took shots from Michael Johnson and stayed in the fight. Eddie Alvarez, I mean, look, how many fights have we seen where he suffered lots of damage and stayed in the fight? You know, I mean, I might end up putting some on that fight goes to a decision. It looks like people have put some money on that at a plus 205. Let me see. That ooh man, that opened at a plus 110 and it's up to a plus 205. I think it was a little bit higher. It was at a plus 210 at one point. But yeah, I think I'm gonna play that. I think I'm gonna play that, guys. You know, I don't see. Look, even if Gaethje is the favorite, I don't see Eddie Alvarez going away easily in this fight. You know, I don't. You know, how many times has Eddie Alvarez been finished in his career? I'm gonna pull up his shirt dog right now just to see. I don't think he's been finished much at all in his career. And if not, that is a very attractive prop to play. Let's see. Eddie Alvarez, shirt dog. Let's take a look. Yeah, I don't think this guy's been finished much at all in his career. You know, I don't. Uh, let's see. Okay, in his 5 losses, he has been stopped twice by KO and twice by submission. All right. So in his 5 losses, he's been finished 4 times. All right. So okay, so I now can understand why the odds makers would say, you know, would give Justin Gaethje a chance to get a finish on him. But let's see, that is, let's see, 30 out of 33 fights, I believe, he's had. And, you know, he's only been finished 4 times in 33 fights. You know, so, you know, we look at it that way, you know, not too bad. Let's see, of course, he was stopped by Conor a year ago at MSG in November 2016. And before that, when was the last time he was finished? In 2011 against Michael Chandler, when Michael Chandler splashed on the scene and beat him for the title in Bellator. So, you know, it was what? It was 5 years he went without being stopped. You know, Eddie Alvarez is a tough guy, man. He is a tough guy. So, I like that prop. I like that prop. Let me go to Justin Gaethje's record, if I can pull it up. What the hell is going on here? We got some dumbass ads popping up on my shit. Alright, Justin Gaethje. I want to see how many stoppages he has in his career. Hell, he may have stopped everybody. I'm not sure about that, but we're about to find out. And let me say, let's see, it's pulling up here now. Yeah, he's man, he has finished 16 fights in his career. 16 fights inside the distance. He's gone to a decision twice. That's pretty impressive. But against who? You know, who was he fighting before he made it to the UFC? You know, how many guys can we name? You know, I see he fought Melvin Gillard to a decision in 2014. Hell, he should have held the way at this point in Gillard's career, and I would think, yeah, by the time he left the UFC, he was prone to getting stopped, in my opinion. So yeah, that was a fight he probably should have stopped. He went to a decision with Lozon. I mean with Lozon with Melvin Gillard. I saw Dan Lozon on his record. That's why I said Lozon. But yeah, man. All these guys, man. These are not big time names. These guys are not on the level of Eddie Alvarez, man. He stopped those guys. Okay, so what? Big deal. All right. So I like that prop, guys. But the thing about this fight that I like the most and that I have played and I put a decent little amount of money on too was for this fight to be the fight of the night, which I have not played in a while. One of the last times I played it was when Robbie Lawler and Carlos Condit had a fight. A 5-round fight. It went exactly like I thought it would, and it was easy money. But when I got in on this prop for Alvarez and Gaethje, it was at a plus 300. It opened at a plus 400. I wish I would have got in on that, but hell, they released it at a point when I was not expecting it. All right, and yeah, I got in at a plus 300. I think currently I believe it is like at a plus 150. People have thrown money on that prop, man. That is low for a fight of the night prop. I'm pretty sure plus 400. That was the lowest the lowest odds out of all the fights at plus 400, and that was damn good, a damn good deal. So yeah, man. I am hoping that they have a 3-round war, an all-time great fight, and fight of the night. I mean, the UFC basically begging and wanting to get them fight of the night. Just go out there and just be Eddie Alvarez and Justin Gaethje. All right. Now, let's talk about the co-main event. Two guys that I like. Alistair Overeem and Francis Ngannou. My guy, the Black Hulk. All right. Look. Francis Ngannou is favored to win this fight. I am seeing as high as a minus 240 at the moment. Whew. Okay. Alistair Overeem took this fight for a reason. All right. Of course, he wants a title shot. And I'm pretty sure they said, hey, if you fight this guy and beat this guy, we'll give you the title shot. But Alistair Overeem sees Francis Ngannou as being a green guy. He sees him as being the jolly green giant, if you will. What this guy's only been doing MMA for 4 years, I believe. Only 4 years. And Alistair Overeem has what? I think this is his 60th fight tonight. A K1 striking champion. A guy who can punch, who can kick, who can throw knees, who still in his late 30s still has great speed on his punches and kicks and knees. A guy who still is very sudden. I see him having a speed advantage in this fight. Hell, he is naturally a lighter guy. Because hell, he at one point he fought at light heavyweight in his career, and Francis Ngannou would never be a light heavyweight. All right. So, Alistair Overeem, look, I'm not picking a clear winner in this fight. Like I said, I like both guys. May the best man win. But I have played this fight to not go the distance. And when I got in on it, when it first came out, it was at a minus 350. Hell, now it is up to as high as a minus 485. Nobody's expecting this fight to go to a decision, man. And my only concern, hell, I thought minus 350 was the deal. I thought this fight could have been minus 700, minus 1,000 not to go the distance. But Alistair Overeem, man, look, I do have a concern. He is not the demolition man anymore, man. That guy's long gone. Wanting to smash guys quickly and record time and shit like he used to do. Ask Todd Duffy. Some of these guys he used to smoke, fast back in the day. Brock Lesnar, how did that go? But he started gassing in fights. He started getting caught in fights, and he started fighting differently, man. Alistair, at this point in his career, he is the Reem. He is no longer the demolition man. He is circling around. He's fighting on the back foot. He's protecting his chin. He's conserving his gas tank. He's being a smarter fighter. He is, using his intelligence to pick these guys apart from the outside, catch these guys suddenly, like he caught Arlovsky, like he caught Junior Dos Santos. That Junior Dos Santos fight was boring as hell, until it ended when all of a sudden he caught the guy with an uppercut and took him out. So, but he has called for a finish in this fight, which I like. He has called for a finish, and I tell you, Francis Ngannou, he could. Not saying he will, but he could get exposed. I had concerns about him months ago, earlier this year, about fighting a seasoned striker like a Junior Dos Santos type. Fast, sudden guys who can strike. And like I said, Overeem will have a speed advantage in this fight. Ngannou could be stuck in the mud. He could get caught with some shit, being a slower guy. But, and this is a big but, at this stage in the game, Alistair still has power, don't get me wrong. But I definitely view, and I think a lot of other people would view Ngannou as being a strong guy at this point, in this fight. And Alistair, man, look, I love him, but his chin is not great. It's actually bad, one of the worst chins in the sport. For all the skill and the speed and the power that Alistair has, man, if you hit him on the chin one good time, if you hit him on the head one good time, the guy's in the world of trouble, man. Every time somebody swings at his head, I get super nervous. If he gets hit, I get super nervous. When he was on the ground getting pounded out by Stipe, when he was on the bottom and Stipe was punching down, I just buried my face in my hand, started shaking my head because I knew it was about to be over. All it took was one punch to land, man, and that was it for Alistair, man. The guy gets hit on the head, on the chin, man. He's gone. He's gone, man. His senses are separated from his body, like he freezes. He's stumbling, So all Ngannou has to do is land one good shot on Alistair's head, man. And that's gonna be all she wrote, man. Alistair gonna be playing the back foot game. He's gonna be circling. Francis Ngannou, he needs to stay in the middle of the octagon, man. Do not follow this guy around. Do not, burn energy. Dare this guy to come to you to fight. Dare him to come to you to get into your striking range. But if he is following Alistair around, that's not what he needs to do, man. Not in my opinion. Alistair has foot speed. Hell, Alistair will blatantly run at this point in his career. He did it against Stipe. He turned his back and ran. It was either against Mark Hunt or Fabricio he did. He turned and he kind of trotted away. Alistair has no shame, man. He is not trying to get hit. He's not trying to get knocked out. He knows he cannot take these shots from these big guys, man. So, like I said, I'm not picking a winner in this fight. But you got to think about the experience of Overeem. Ngannou could get exposed, man. It's a high-level striker, man. K1 champion. This guy won the K1 championship. I watched that shit. This guy can strike, man. He has power. I don't know if it's the same power that he once had when he was a demolition man, but still, the guy has power. If he hurts you, he can put you away. Ask Mark Hunt. Ask Junior Dos Santos. So, Overeem has a chance. But if Ngannou, man, all he has to do is land one good shot. Even with his inexperience. Land one good shot, he can win this fight. Alright. And now to the main event. Jose Aldo and Max Holloway. Look, I said in the earlier video, when this fight was announced, I said that it's going to go even worse for Jose Aldo in this fight. Max Holloway got a third round finish in the last fight. Max Holloway should get a finish within the first 2 rounds in this fight. He should get a finish within the first 2 rounds. Definitely, before the third is over. But I just, Jose Aldo, man, look, he has been stopped in 2 of his last 3 fights. His chin has been cracked. He got knocked out cold against McGregor. He got stunned, knocked down against Holloway in the first fight. He was beating Holloway for the first 2 rounds, and then I don't know if it was like he slowed down or whatever, but You know, Holloway is a young prime guy. I mean, in his young prime, and this the guy's very athletic, very skilled guy. Very confident guy. He's going to these fights. He is not questioning the doubting whether he'll win. It's only how and when he'll win. Whether it'll be inside the distance. And Max Holloway is a finisher. That's why I played this fight. I played Max Holloway to win inside the distance. When I played, I got him at a minus 115. As of now, let's see, Holloway inside the distance is at a minus 125. I'm seeing. All right. Yeah, I'm fully expecting Holloway to win this fight, and to win it inside the first 2 rounds, maybe in the third. But they've been showing these highlights of Jose Aldo and lead up to this fight and the countdown, showing him in his WEC days and his early UFC days when he had hair, when he was, kneeing Chad Mendes in the hell in Brazil, and when I looked at them highlights, I shook my head and said, "That's not the same guy. That guy don't exist anymore, man." He physically and look, although he's still he's not completely just wiped out, don't have nothing in the tank, but that's that speed, suddenness, and power, that primeness, it's not the same guy, man. He looks older. He's been around a long time, been in a lot of fights, been in some tough fights, and he's starting to get caught more, man. That's just the truth, just the bottom line, man. And I think he had a tough weight cut this time. Trying to make weight, so factor that in. A guy getting older, he should have moved up to lightweight after losing to Holloway, in my opinion. He should have moved up, man. He talked about moving up to lightweight at one time a few years ago, and he hadn't done it. He should have done it. All right, so that is it, I believe. This should be a good night of fight, guys. A good night of fights. So, this was a long pre-fight, man. Let me know what you guys think. But my plays for tonight: Holloway inside the distance. Overeem and Ngannou does not go the distance. Justin Gaethje and Eddie Alvarez wins fight of the night. And Miguel Cotto, well, I played the fight does not go the distance because the odds were, they were so close to Cotto winning inside the distance. But either Cotto to win inside the distance or Cotto Ali does not go the distance. So, I think some good plays. I'm feeling confident about tonight. So, let me know what you guys think, man. And enjoy the fights. And I'll check in with you guys soon, man. Thanks for watching.